Oh, yeah! Welcome. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. We're here to bring you that boom back breakfast with a little bit of sprinkle of some reggae, some rocker style, international mashup. Let me introduce you to our host with the most. She goes by the girl them called Jackie Lupa. Gonna stay right there.
That was smooth. That was smooth and breezy. Mm-hmm.
Nice. You ever been to Jamaica?
You know what? I have not. I have not. And because so many people do go to Jamaica, I don't want to go to Jamaica. But that's just my weirdness. I am going to get there one day. And you know
what I think the whole
aisles.
You know what I think the whole draw was to go to Jamaica so you could smoke. But now you can pretty much smoke damn near every and anywhere, depending on the state.
Yeah, and I mean, it's getting to all the Caribbean islands, all of where our people are. Really, that's like kind of a bucket list thing that I have.
Yeah,
where wherever our people are, that's where I wanna go see. That's except for Europe. I don't.
Me neither. I'm not a fan of clouds and cold weather and a bunch of unseasoned food. So
I mean, I don't think that there is anything in like the major European tourist destinations, Rome, Paris, the UK. I might want to go to Ireland just because, anti-colonial struggle. I want to see Derry for myself. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. But I have no interest in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I have no interest in going to Venice and seeing the floating city. I have no interest in seeing Buckingham Palace. I don't care. I don't care.
You know who else I wonder who's been possibly island hopping?
Who?
Burn it down, Kim Brown.
Hey,
were you not ready?
Oh, I'm ready. As ready as I'm gonna be. So yeah.
You been in Jamaica or any islands?
I have been to Jamaica. Love Jamaica.
Yeah. What part?
Been to Mo Bay. Been to Negril. Been to Ochi. Love it.
Why you keep going?
I love black people.
And Jamaica has the best black people.
I haven't been where all the black people are, so I don't know if they have the best. But here's the thing about Jamaica, though. What is it? It's such a small island to have such a massive global cultural influence. I don't think there's another island nation, period, that can claim to have exported as much as Jamaica has, given Jamaica's relatively small size. They have an outsized cultural influence, I think.
I mean, hip hop. Shit. If it wasn't for Jamaica, Cool Herc, hip hop might not be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm with Jackie. I have no interest to see Europe. Go see why? What's in Europe? What's over there besides saltines and clubs and stone ground?
That's it. Bad club music. Really bad.
Right. Terrible electronica.
The one exception, I think, is I do want to get to London.
Oh, London.
Only because I want to go to the Notting Hill Festival, because the Notting Hill Festival was started by Claudia Jones, and Claudia is buried in the UK, and she is buried next to Karl Marx.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
The name of a book that it's in here somewhere. Claudia Jones, left of Karl Marx. She is literally buried to the left of Karl Marx in the cemetery. So and our comrades in Friends of Socialist China, Carlos Martinez and Keith Bennett, they are in the UK. So all right, that's one reason I'll go, that to the UK for those specific people and to see those specific things. But outside of that, I'm not interested in their bangers and mash. I'm not.
There's only one place in Europe that I'm kind of interested in. I have to credit Anthony Bourdain on one of what was it?
That's the dude.
Yeah,
that
right.
was my. I forget. Traveling with Anthony Bourdain. Shit, I don't know.
Right. He went to Marseille, France. And Marseille is in the south of France. It's near Nice. It's not that far from the French Riviera. But apparently Marseille is where all the brown and blacks. It's majority brown and black. And a lot of French nationals, people especially from Paris, whites especially, they've never been to Marseille. According to this one episode I saw, Anthony Bourdain, he said a lot of French people don't go to Marseille because it's so brown and black, and they don't. I said, "Oh, that's exactly where I want to go."
Okay, I'll go there then. Okay.
Yeah, I want to check out Belize. I want to go down there. And it just sounds sexy. I just like how it sounds. I met a fly woman from Belize. So I ain't even gonna hold you. I was like, damn, Belize.
Afro Latina put it on you, huh, son?
Oh my goodness. I only been to DR, Barbados, Bermuda, and Bahamas. In Puerto Rico.
Oh well, that's several islands.
That's several.
What about your
4?
I thought your ex's people was from Barbados. You never
I haven't been there yet. I have not been there.
Kids is about 45. How come you ain't in the
Dang, like, was it that bad?
Barbados is expensive. Listen. Just like my dad used to do back in the day, he would just send money and be like, "Yo, y'all go have a good time. I gotta work." Just what it is.
That nigga was not working. Not gonna.
We had this conversation before. Let's not have it again.
No. But
he sent the family on vacation. That was his vacation.
Hey, I mean, shit. I mean, when you have your own business, it's hard to take off and do vacations. I hear, people that got 9 to 5s take vacations all the time. I get it. But when you got your own business, it's even when you're on vacation, all you're thinking about is your business. So it's kind of hard.
Who taking vacation all the time? People broke.
On 9 to 5, people that got 9 to 5s be planning some vacation. Even be having vacation time at they job. Be like, all right, you got vacation time. I'll be like, damn.
Listen, and most people don't actually take it. That's the thing.
They had the option. That's all I'm saying. They ain't got no option.
The vacation situation, you can Klarna, you can afterpay vacations now, like through like Expedia. Listen, niggas is a baroque. Okay, you can you can lay away everything from your DoorDash to your 3-day 2-night getaway to Cozumel. You can everything is on layaway these days. US.
and I ain't ashamed because I have sure as hell Klarna'd some airline tickets. Yes, I have. I sure did.
Yo, they got
I got to get out of here.
They got a deal like on Frontier where you could pay like a certain $100 and fly as much as you want during the month. Yeah, and it's not a lot of money. I'm saying it depends on what kind of tripping you doing. If you just like going back and forth you got 2 spots to go to. You know what I'm saying? I got a homeboy who got the ticket. He got his family down here, and then he got a business in Jersey, so we go back and forth. Big up to Juicy City.
Little short hops like that. That makes sense. Yeah. But like I wouldn't do. This is just me because I admit
you're bougie. Oh my bad.
Yeah.
When it comes to your life in a plane,
listen,
I ain't mad at you.
There are some things that I will fully embrace my bougie assness about. Plane ticket. Don't make me fly a discount airline for an international flight. I'm not doing it. No, it's the major carriers or I'm not going. I'm not doing 10 hours on what the heck was the one with the howdy is that Southwest?
Value Jet. Who?
No.
Not value. Spirit.
No, dear God, no, I'm not. No more discount airlines, not even for the connecting flight. No. And if I'm doing international, yes, I will save up that extra money for
A
an
Delta.
upgraded ticket. I gotta do it because I can't sleep in those seats. I don't like Airbuses. There's too many people on one plane for me. I get anxious. I need to be comfortable and drunk, basically.
You know who's usually probably always driving and flying front class, first class. Come out, okay, Franklin.
Oh, I like the reverb. Yes, keep that going.
There you go.
That's how it should be.
Look at this colorful shirt here. I'm liking. Listen, I don't mean to start, but because you hello. He's fashionably late, like literally.
It is.
It's a regular color for me. I always wear
color on it in his cheeks.
Brings out your lips, man.
Kim, you have something to say about my shirt? I feel like Kim is not a fan. I can see it already.
Is that fuchsia? I like
it. My God, no.
that is fuchsia. That is fuchsia. That color.
My daughter said it makes me look
orange.
orange.
Oh my God, you actually got it right.
I know my colors.
My daughter said it makes me look orange and fatter. So she said she's not a fan.
Yeah,
she just threw it. She was just like, she looked at me up and down. She's like, that's not your color.
I love kids. They're so honest.
She said you should go change. And then I wore it for the whole day that day. I was like, I'll never take it off.
Nice. How's it going, man?
It's going well. What are y'all talking? Like, no, and I never have traveled first class. I've never. Not first class, business class, always commercial. I'm always with the masses.
Me too.
God bless y'all.
I've never flown first class. People talk about it. When they talk about flying first class and business class, they're like, "Oh, I could never go back to economy. I could never go back." I said, "Y'all bougie motherfuckers, huh?"
I don't even do what's the thing to get you through the gates faster?
Oh yeah, clear and pre-check. Yep, got that too.
I refuse to do all of it.
You don't play with y'all.
Well,
even when I'm late.
Well, see, when you travel internationally, you go through other countries' airports and other countries' security measures. Other people are not like psychotic about their airport security. They're not. They're much more efficient. They don't even have like they don't have as many agents. They're not. So it's not like this big, well, I don't know what you want to call it. Other countries do not stress you out going through security the way the U.S. does. I'm not standing in that line.
I heard you ain't got to wear shoes no more. I mean, you can keep your shoes on now.
You can keep your shoes on, but they added something else though. So there's this new layer, and I can't remember what it's called. They just announced it, but basically you don't have to wait in line at all, so long as you agree to stand there and give the facial recognition check-in.
Oh damn!
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
No line. If you do the facial recognition, you don't have to wait in line at all, right? I mean, how many people you think are going to go for that?
All the youngsters going to do it. All the youngsters going to do it. They're like,
that's terrifying.
Musa is spreading lies. I was in the same flight as Kamau one time. He waved as I walked past him to the back of the plane. That is a lie. You might have been in a seat further back than me. But if the implications that I was somehow in business class or first class, that is
the wave is saving me. It's the wave, though, and he waved as I walked all the way.
I'm not really. I don't like when neighbors.
Calm enough. That's what he was saying on the.
Do y'all like that? Y'all like for people to sit next to you and talk to you? I'm not a fan of that.
No. That's the other reason why. Like, no,
Kamau seen Musa and was like, "Oh, wrong song. My bad." He said, "Brokey." I can't hear. That's a whole song right there. Broke niggas to the back. Hey, where you at? Where you at?
No, I think I only for long haul international flights, like from the U.S. to Colombia, which is like 8 hours. I'll live, But if you expect me to be on some in the air for longer than 8-10 hours, I can't
It's not
do it
you. You
because
can't do it.
I actually have anxiety attacks and I can't.
I flew
I
15
can't.
hours, 15 hours to Australia. Shout out to
Ooh.
Qantas Airlines, a quite comfortable airlines. That's a comfortable goddamn plane. Now we was in the broke section in the bottom, but they had an upper level that had the beds.
The upper
Ooh.
room.
They had the beds up there, little egg-shaped joints. You could sleep on your 15-hour flight from LAX to Brisbane. Woo!
It was only 15 hours from the US to Australia?
Yes, from LA.
Oh, okay.
But I had to fly. So you figure it's 18 hours total from the East Coast because you had to fly 5 hours from Baltimore to LA and then from LA on to Australia.
No, that's not as bad as I thought. Okay.
It's damn near a day. and you are in a whole nother you're like a day and a half ahead in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think you're ahead. So anyway, yeah, it was hard to coordinate calling back home because it would be like 3 a.m.
My Greece flight wasn't that bad this summer. I feel like it wasn't as bad as I thought. And it was like, what, 14, 15 hours.
Come out. Are there Negroes in Greece? You saw black people in Greece?
Not a lot, no.
Okay.
But I didn't get around, you know what I mean? So I didn't feel like, but yeah, I didn't see a lot. There's a lot of white people. Some with tans, some with not, but they all looked white to me.
Yes, they were.
So would y'all say the best probably places for blacks to travel would be Africa, Caribbean, and maybe Asia? I was about to say Asia. China, Japan.
Why China? Why would you throw China in there?
I mean, well, Japan.
No
I always hear Japan is a good place.
Just say Asia. Don't just...
A lot of black people like to go to Japan, maybe because of Japanimation. I don't know.
What? Because of what?
Japanimation.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
never heard that before. Who are you talking to about these facts about black people?
Young people.
I don't know where you get this list from, but I advocate for our people to go everywhere if we have the opportunity. I tell our folks, especially young folks who are traveling for the first time, don't just go to Jamaica and Cozumel and all of the party spots. See the world, see it all, see as much as you can see, and then decide where you want to, spend more time and money, going to get a more acquainted with. Me personally, at my age and from my experience, I have very little desire to see a lot of European places. That's just me. That's my personal thing. But I tell our folks everyone.
Huh?
What is it? What is Japanation? Somebody agreed with the ear doctor in the chat about Japanation.
Japanimation. Yeah, it's like anime. It's like anime, but they do.
And so black folks in mass are going to Japan for the anime, or is it a couple of you nerds?
Nerds.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I just want to be clear about that. Okay.
That's right. Big up to Yu-Gi-Oh and all the other Japanimations.
Is it necessary to call it Japan animation?
Japanimation. That's what it's called.
I think it's a thing.
Animation.
I'm just
never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right.
See, you wouldn't know nothing about that. See, now I could clown everybody that doesn't know anything and make them be like, "Oh, you don't know? Oh my God."
Musa also is confirming that black people love Japan. Who are you black folks that love Japan?
I'm telling you, man. Y'all don't
listen.
I'm worldly. I'll be trying to put y'all on.
I want to go to Asia, but I don't want to get petted. That's what I hear. That black people,
about the hair thing.
People come up to you and pet you. Like, what? What is this?
I've heard those stories too. I've heard those stories.
That didn't
happen to you.
5 cities in China never happened.
I've heard those stories.
Never happened. Never.
You a weightlifter, Jackie. You ain't just gonna work.
Nobody in China knows I'm a weightlifter.
No, but she's the perfect.
Not one soul. Nobody on the delegation.
A little sturdy. She's a sturdy birdie.
She's actually one of the few people who will be smaller than the Chinese. So she would be a perfect height to try that.
Nope.
You saw I got the little racist joke in here. About the Chinese people.
I'm
Sorry
not
about
paying any attention to you.
Sorry about that. All the Asian people who listen.
No, just didn't happen. Didn't happen.
So it's all
I
right to
think-
call Asians. Okay, gotcha.
Asian is a group term. Yes, it's not.
All right,
Yeah.
We're
Don't
not
say
gonna do that. We're
Oriental.
not gonna do
Maybe-
that. We're not gonna.
Yeah,
I
for
learned my
you-
lesson. I learned.
Yes, don't do Oriental. That's what you
Yeah.
have to learn. Don't say the Oriental.
I got you.
Don't
I
do
got
that.
you.
Yeah.
Asians,
Lord help us.
Japanese. All my Asians, my Japanese, my Chinese, my Philippines.
My
Oh, yeah.
Philippines, nigga, go do the break.
Oh,
Bye.
like that, though. I like that.
You like
I use that.
Philippines?
Yeah.
It makes sense,
No.
right?
No,
No,
it doesn't.
no, it
That
doesn't.
don't make sense.
Why?
No.
Because the white man ain't come up with it. See, boy,
My
I
Filipino
tell you,
don't like that.
I tell
sure.
you. You see how they so
And I know some
indoctrinated.
folks who are Filipino, so they're gonna get that one.
Yeah. I mean, stop being so indoctrinated, y'all. I mean, really.
True.
We gotta break these chains.
True.
All right.
True.
So let's go ahead and take our break.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. for the
Thank you,
break.
Lord,
Thank
for
you. Thank you,
giving-
Holy Spirit, for the break. Ooh, 'cause
We outta
was-
here.
ooh.
Rockers. Let's do it like this. Remix on the remix.
Bang bang biddy bang bang biddy bang bang biddy. Bang bang biddy bang bang biddy bang bang biddy bang biddy bang. Early Sunday morning, it was a big ganja smuggling. Inna the mud, me happy cali, but me allow them down in a gutter of a day. One by one, load up the fan, all of the ganja it ram. Put it on a plane, go we gonna Spain. Honey just a pour like rain. Me just a muggle up the lane in a rope gold chain. Hey, me and me girl named Jane. Bang get it ben den better mo coin, better men den get a coin.
All right, let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to 1981 with the man them called Ika Mouse. Off that album, Why Da Dem. Name of that song is Ganja Smuggling. Mixed with a little 2014. We talk about the artist K Camp off that album In Due Time. The name of that song is Cut Her Off. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare. And where can you go to donate? blkliberationmedia.org. Yes, we appreciate that. And go ahead and cop your merch while you over there. We got some new shirts over there that you would love to check out. That's celebrating us about to get to 50K subscribers. So rock out and check that out. All right, with that said, let's get back to it. Right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
Front, stunt, tattoos on my neck and on my kidneys. If I don't like that, I turn her into a frisbee.
Have to cut that off. Yeah. Ooh, man.
Nice.
Thank you. A little bit of Ika Mouse. The style. What a hell of a name, right? Ika Mouse.
You're a real DJ.
I'll be trying, man. You know, I got a couple gigs this weekend. Y'all can catch me outside of ABC breakfast spot, black-owned breakfast spot down here in Atlanta. And where else will I be? I got to do a annual party for CarMax.
Oh, that's interesting. So you just like the balloons, the music, the customers come in, no one's really listening, but the music is loud kind of thing. It's one of those.
No, it was a party. It's a dinner.
It's
like a
party.
yeah, it's like they celebrate and giving awards away and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And
how do people find you these days? Do they just you just get random calls on your phone, or is it you got
yeah, and then I got certain DJ friends that might not be able to do a gig and hit me up.
Okay.
But yeah, they already asked the CEO of CarMax said, could you not have people on the stage this year? Because it was turned up last year. It was all up on the stage wilding with drinks. It's like, hey man, you know what I'm supposed to do? It's my job. But anyway. Let me get out of here so y'all can do your job.
Do what? Are we gonna do
Your
news
black
today?
jobs. You want to do no news?
Oh, I don't know. It's like the last day of the week, Thursday.
See,
You know. What do you say C4? It is. What? What? Isn't it? It's the last. Yeah. I know there's a Friday remix, but I kind of consider them like the stepchildren of the real remix.
Whoa.
Damn, I mean,
What?
Shout out to the Friday crew. I'm sure they're watching.
Jesus Christ. An unprovoked attack. What the?
Unprovoked. Our deepest apologies to Amber Geechee and Dr. Jared Ball. Y'all are not the B team.
Oh, you know. Okay. All right.
Oh my God, with the teeth.
them numbers looking like it.
Oh, see, this is why
Lord have mercy. Can we do some news?
This is why we don't have unity. This is the problem with y'all niggas.
Ooh, can we start a fight with the Friday crew? That'd be hot.
Let's not.
That'd be hot.
I don't want the smoke. I don't want it. Amber's from
And we need a Monday
Memphis.
show. I want a Friday and a Monday show. Jared, I think, has been pumping that.
What does he have to do with it?
I
mean,
like that idea. I like that idea. Come out.
Like a smoke fest.
Oh Lord.
Would be fantastic.
Flesh it out. What are you talking about? I want now I'm interested.
No, just like we say some things, they say some things, then we start saying some more hardcore things, and then they say some hardcore,
and then people tuning in.
Air fight thing about it.
But it's all personal, though. Is that what you're suggesting? We
It's
take
always
personal shots.
This is WWF.
What's the point if you don't get personal?
This is WWF.
Yeah.
Come on,
Jack. Come on, Jackie. Take that face. You know you down for a good fight.
Nope.
Jackie.
Nope.
They're all atheists over there.
Oh, let's get them. Let's get them.
They're all atheists over there. They're not like us. They're not like us.
Us.
They're not like
What
us.
you mean? You going to hell too?
Jackie, no. We're all the same here, Jack. We're all dark skinned. They're all light skinned.
I've been wanting to talk to you about your atheism, Kamal. It's deeply un-African, and I think
deeply un-African.
I think you need to reconsider.
So I've been told, actually. So I've been told yes, and I've been told that before. Yes.
Yeah. So work on that. You know.
Okay. I will. I'll try to work on that. But still, don't we? We're more educated than them. What? We're better organized than they are.
Wow.
What else? What else?
I'm out the fight. Let me get
out the fight. How you gonna be out the fight?
I'm Elizabeth.
Set it off.
I'm Elizabeth on the other side of the ropes, cheering y'all on. I'm gonna sit down on the rope so Kamal can walk through the ropes. Yes.
Yeah.
That was hard. Elizabeth used to do that for Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
dress. She'd be in a dress and heels.
Yes, a whole sequin that has dress and heels.
She'd sit down and open them ropes for that nigga. Woo!
And then Randy would grab her like, "What are you looking at? I don't want to see you looking at nothing." And just abusing her on the side. And we're like, yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Cheering on abuse. Terrible.
We didn't know what the hell we were enabling back then. We had no idea that mess would turn into what it. Yeah. So, yeah, no beefs.
Who knew that Linda McMahon would bring us? Yeah. Kim is looking extra cute today.
Whoa.
Someone said that. Leah said that you're looking extra.
Thank you, Leah. Cute. I was about to credit my mother. I said my mother's in the chat. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. I only expect compliments from my mommy.
Oh, loves me.
So slap a map, kick.
See, before you do that, and Musa had a great idea. And each crew gets to draft different BLM guests and show hosts. So like 2 teams. It'd like be 2 teams. No one likes my. Okay, go ahead.
That's what we do anyway.
What the? It's. You want to have a joning contest, basically. You want us to just play the dozens with each other.
No, wouldn't it be like, and then somebody comes on the other show and throws a chair or shows up and wrestles somebody to the ground? Yeah, like a whole WWF thing.
Yeah, I'm taking a leave of absence.
No, nobody cares. No, okay.
But
No,
what
not-
is that going to be? You and Jared? What is this going to be? Old man fights? What's that going to look like?
You'll have to
Jared's
be.
too big for me to fight. Jared can just fall on me and like
you
you
what?
can have a back spasm and fall on me in the fight is over.
Listen, Kamal take Jared. Y'all two take Amber, and I knock
got
out
Geechee?
Geechee. Yeah, let's
There you
go.
See, there you go.
Huh?
You got
No.
this.
Mm-mm.
A little band with the chair. Okay, go ahead. Do your thing. You was going to do. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that after the news thing came on.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Jackie, we could take Amber, but Amber's young. I don't know.
I'm not going to jump on a child. And I know
Oh,
she's
she
an
called-
adult.
Child. Whoa.
I know she's an adult, but I got her by 25 years at least. Why would I? Come on. Not doing that.
Talk that, Jackie. You got her by 25. She ain't nothing but a child.
Ooh, there you go. That's right.
Quiet.
No blows,
You're the one who
Jackie. That's
came
right.
up
No
with the
blows.
idea.
Good. Jackie called Amber a child.
Don't get on it.
Good. That started. Yeah, good. Good one. Good one, Jackie.
Having a commie cougar Christian auntie trying to jump on a vibrant, up and coming, young, organizing sister, and you look for entertainment. And what is that going to do to her? That's going to crush her spirit. Why would
Amber's,
you want me to do
nothing
such a
crushes
thing?
Amber's spirit, B. Nothing
Goodness
will crush Amber's
gracious.
spirit.
That is
That's part of what
ungodly and unseemly. No,
I love that about Amber, though. I love.
but Amber has all the smoke.
Love it. Amber, if you're watching, sis, talk more shit. I love it.
You know, he would step across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
I love that.
Amber will probably kick my ass.
She a little bit more southern than you, Jackie.
She is.
The further
Yeah,
south you go,
Memphis.
the rumbling ability increases. Like the southern gals can rumble. Like the chicks in Mississippi, Florida, you don't want no parts of them.
And she's still in it, and I've been out of it for a while. I'm not even going. I got arthritis. I'm slow. I'm tired. Not committed to it. Yeah, she was
Fine. No feud. No feud.
So, y'all, today is the 21st day of August on this Remix Thursday. Welcome, everybody. It's the Remix Morning Show. We got a full slate of folks on the screen for you today. Kamal Franklin, Jacqueline Lukman, Kim Brown. We got Ear Doctor in the cut. Remix is in the chat. What's going on? Peace to all the Africans in the chat and the non-Africans. I know we got a couple non-Africans that scraggle in here. We appreciate y'all standing in solidarity and showing love. So thank you guys. Subscribe to the video or to the channel, like the video. Go to blkliberationmedia.org if you want to support us. Patreon.com/Black Liberation Media. And come out. Allegedly, I may have sent you an email with some links. If you could look for that, it would be. If that was
yes, you have. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you
Woo!
did.
Start with the bottom one first. I want us to start silly because I know we're gonna get more serious, even though we haven't started off serious at all. But the one at the very, very bottom, because somebody in a previous show kind of made a request that we talk about this or mention it.
Okay, I'm pulling that up as we speak.
Now tell me.
I did see it the other day. I saw your man the other day. I was like, this is crazy.
So, Revolutionary King Kong, aka Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, some people think that Dr. Umar might be on that shit. I can't say for sure one way or the other, but my man's is making five-figure pleas to his public, to his audience, to please send donations because the Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, the Hogwarts School of Wizardry. I don't know what the fuck this nigga's doing, but his school in Delaware got a tax lien, got a notice. Delaware was coming to claim the shit back. So my guy's been trying to raise funds, and this is his latest fundraising endeavor.
Coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor.
Start at the beginning.
It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating.
Come out.
Don't hate my ninja. Because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call the girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that.
Come out.
Me and you, we not the same.
He's
You
not
not
the same as the
6'3",
guy that's next to
dark
him.
chestnut Cocoa Brown with the North Philly beard. You ain't Leo King.
Oh God.
Ninja. You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say.
Come out.
Only me. Make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now.
It's come out.
Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make
Why
me
is
beat
it
my
continuing?
chest.
So many ideas.
King Kong. Stop playing.
You know, he would step across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
Oh,
Now, y'all. Now, we all have had experience. Us of a certain generation of a certain age, we've had experience. Unfortunately, people who have had some serious substance abuse problems. And I gotta say, my guy looked like he is dealing with something. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but $500. First of all, why we got to stay in Delaware if the budget is $500? Why we got to only eat in Delaware? Also, hold on, come out. And I'm sorry, those are not shots at you. I just felt like he could have been talking to you, but he wasn't though. But y'all, Dr.
Now I gotta make.
Umar-
See, there's my fight. Now I gotta make my own video. Now I gotta make
Yes.
Oh no.
You ain't 5'9.5", caramel colored.
So are we seeing the final thrashes of Dr. Umar's griftdom? Is the jig up? Has this decade plus long endeavor of successfully, maybe siphoning may not be the right word, but I'm gonna use siphoning funds away from the community. And I don't even know whether or not the school ever opened. Did the school ever have students? Chat, do y'all know the skinny on Umar's school in Wilmington, Delaware?
Do you notice that he's on the other picture side, like he's standing behind something that says school, but it doesn't show the full name of the school because there is no school to show.
No school, no students, and there has never been a school. No, so
I know there's a lot wrong with the man, but I looked at it the other day and I did find I found it entertaining, which I think is part of who Umar Johnson is at this stage, as an entertainer. So I found it a little, but I also was worried too, because then there seemed to be a lot of sweat, a lot of looking around. So I was like, is my man, I thought too, I was like, there was some substance thing that might be generating, but I mean, I mean, it's been a long time, I think, since sort of like taking him seriously was a thing to do, which is why I just looked at it as comedy. But
Umar is interesting. Umar and Tariq Nasheed are kind of almost the same nigga, because in the way that they were able to tap into something within our community that allowed our folks, or not allowed, but inspired people to send them money. Like I mean, ginormous sums of money. I saw an older video. Somebody is also obviously splicing together old Umar stuff to kind of contrast his latest content. But he had a video where he was like, y'all, it's been 6 months and y'all only sent me $250,000. I'm like, God damn, nigga, you got people to send you $250,000. Whoa.
That is true.
Jackie, what is it that you think that Umar and Tariq Nasheed, what is it that they speak to that causes our folks to open their wallets and like, yes, we need a school, and we do need a school, but why these brubs?
Why are you sending your money to some dude that don't live in your neighborhood, who is not going to build that school for your kid? It's I think it is no different from the way prosperity gospel preachers get out that, stadiums full of broke people to give them that is how TD Jakes keeps peddling "Woman Thou Art Loosed" and all this kind of shit, and people are still throwing their money at this man. Is how Joel Osteen, doesn't preach about anything. He doesn't. He ain't preaching an actual message that comes from that book. And people still just throw it is the commodification of hope, in this country. And I think people have finally caught on to how well the prosperity gospel preachers, the televangelists have done, and they just replicated it. I really just think that is, and I don't think the televangelists did anything different from the snake oil salesman, right? Back in the frontier days, or whatever you want to call it, the early days of settler colonialism in this piece. This is selling hope to desperate people who have no way of achieving the thing that they hope for. So they're literally hoping that you can shine, for them. And it's sad. It is sad that it is our people who still are looking externally for, this great Black hope. Man, nah, you claim your stuff, claim your street, claim your community, the exercise and organize for, community control over your community. Don't give the money to Umar Johnson to build a school for some kids in some state that you ain't gonna never see. What are you doing about the state of the schools in your neighborhood? This is, I think it's a mix of that, commodifying hope, but I also think it is just kind of how capitalism, the Ponzi scheme of capitalism, just is in this country, where this is just how we do.
Yeah, I think she's right. I think you're completely right. Like when you look, I mean, it's not just our people, right? I mean, you got the Jimmy Swaggarts on the white area. You got all those folks, the Billy Grahams. They're nothing but hucksters, you know what I mean? In my opinion. But then they do it at such a degree. They do it more dignified, though. And I think the problem, like, our hucksters are not as dignified. Our hucksters, they seem to be like they're not shooting for real power. They're shooting just for the greed too many times. I mean, JD takes maybe a little different, like in terms of like the levels he's trying to reach. But like the white hucksters, they actually they become friends with the presidents. They become friends with people who have nuclear weapons and militaries. Right. Our folks are just trying to get the money. But I think you're right. I think it's part of that long tradition of like good preaching. It don't really matter what comes out your mouth, but if you can entertain or lift somebody's spirits, then you can get them to open up their wallet. And I think, again, you can some of that ability can be used for good, but too many times it's used just for, self-aggrandizement and money. Lots and lots of money.
Yeah, it's funny that I think it was a Freudian slip, but it was a brilliant one. You call that man GD Takes, and I thought that was brilliant if it was intentional, but if it was not intentional, it's even more brilliant.
I can't even remember his name for real. Yeah.
It is actually TD Jakes.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
he was at the freak offs.
He was at the freak offs.
Allegedly. He was there saving souls.
Yeah. Whenever Umar, does this whole, the appeal, but the whole time he's done it, that's all I've ever heard is, these pulpit pimps, browbeaten, folks like Creflo Dollar, and Reverend Ike and them, browbeating their congregations for not giving enough money. I need my jet and that kind of thing. And it's like that. It's no different. But then again, I feel like it was no different from Barack Obama running around, making up a preacher's cadence, to
wrap
Negro
himself
whisper the
around.
blacks.
Yeah.
Yes, this is only Obama wasn't asking for money. He was convincing us to keep voting for his nigga ass. That's all that was. But so it's the same grift. It is the same grift.
I think the problem for us in our community, the organizing community, is that he touches so close to the organizing community. And at one point, he might have been even considered part of that community. Maybe like a decade ago, I remember I went on one of Umar Johnson's shows. Like, I didn't know who he was. He was just somebody who had a show in Philly, and I went on. And he was, he was verbose back then, but he seemed to be a more serious character. And then I think whatever it was that took off for him, with the whole Prince of Pan Africa and trying to say he was related to certain people. I think the problem is, like, for us, it just hit so close to us, like, oh, this dude is using this verbiage. And but again, I think as organizers, we also have to take in stride, what are we missing in terms of generating an audience, even if you don't want to use the same shrill tactics that someone else uses. There's also I think a deep think about how are we not reaching, and again, Umar reaches Black folks. Umar is not doing that stuff and getting that money from white folks. Umar is reaching Black folks and Black folks on the block. So what are we missing in either our rhetoric style, what we produce, that doesn't allow us to do so, right? Or it has stopped us from doing so, particularly in this age.
You need a dope MC.
Yeah.
You need a catchy moniker, King Kong Consciousness. Brilliant, son. that's genius level branding.
The Prince of Pan Africa.
Come on.
Yeah.
It works. What we got? All right, y'all. We need names for Kamau and Jackie. Drop them in the chat.
Because Burn It Down, Kim Brown is a nice name.
It is. It
is a good name. It is.
Can I credit the person who named my show? I didn't name the show. Can I credit to Taya Graham of the Police Accountability Report?
Oh, nice.
Reporting partner of Stephen Janis. Yes. I love
it. Do you
it.
remember the origins of what made her say burn it down, Kim Brown? Do you
oh my God, I'm about to get emotional. I'm sorry. Because Taya always believed in me. Taya has always rooted for me. Taya has always encouraged me. And I'm sorry. I didn't even expect that to come up like that. That was
your doctor.
I'm sorry. But
don't apologize. This is beautiful.
No, Taya is a real one out here. Taya, woo, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm menopausing. Look at me crying over.
You're not menopausing. Taya is wonderful.
No, she and Stephen are extremely special people. Like, I mean, they fought for me. They have advocated for me. They have pushed for me in ways that a lot of people have not. So Taya named the show.
But was there a particular reason? Like, was it because of your personality or so?
I think so.
I think
okay. Yeah. Yes. So
I was talking about you yesterday. I was like, yo, I was like, Kim is all professionals. I like, because I was doing the little middle thing around trying to do the whole remix morning show, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not Kim. Kim is professional."
Yeah, he was like, "I'm not doing."
I was like, until she starts cursing, of course.
Of course.
How she stayed on the radio with that?
Because I'm a professional, but here I'm free. You understand? Yeah. So I can be free. But anyway, exactly. pick another video clip. Come out, okay, Franklin.
Okay, I got your second one coming up as we speak. Why don't you do a quick intro as to what we're about?
So I think this is one of the most notable Nazis of our time. I think this is Stephen Miller. All these motherfuckers so ugly, they look alike. I'm like, which one is it? Is that the ugly one or the ugliest one? So the National Guard troops coming from parts far away, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, West Virginia, South Carolina. These National Guard troops that are going to be deployed across Washington, D.C. Some of them arrived yesterday at Union Station via Amtrak. Members of the Trump administration, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Hegseth, was down there to greet the National Guardsmen, but they were also greeted by hundreds of protesters. J.D. Vance was rained upon by insults like couch fucker and pussy boy. It was wonderful. And anyway, so Stephen Miller actually said the most consequential things, I think, and it could be a bad harbinger for potentially more fuckery to come from the Trump administration for the people of Washington, D.C. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look, because I actually put the wrong one up. So let's take a look.
It does it. You could, yeah, either one of them would have been fine, but yeah.
Those crazy communists, they have no roots. They have no connections to the city. They have no families they're raising in this city. They have no one that they're sending to school in this city. They have no jobs in this city. They have no connections to this community at all. But they're the ones who've been advocating for the 1%, the criminals, the killers, the rapists, the drug dealers. And I'm glad they're here today, because me, Pete, and the vice president are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city to get the criminals and the gang members out of here. We're going to dismantle those networks, and we're going to prove that a city can serve for the law-abiding citizens who live there. We are not going to let the communists destroy a great American city, let alone the nation's capital. And let's just also address another thing. All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. And President Trump is the one who is fixing that with the support of the Metropolitan Police Department, the support of the National Guard, and our federal law enforcement officers. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old. And we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people and the citizens of Washington, D.C.
Well, the elderly whites are not going to stand for that.
And the elderly white hippies are definitely going to sit down in a circle, cross-legged, and beat some drums in opposition to. He's just ridiculous. He's just so fucking. Coming from a white man who has no roots in the city, ain't from here, don't live here, don't know shit about us over here. For him to, oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who does he think lives in Friendship Heights? That's the white part of town, for those that may not know. A historically white part of town. A lot of town is white now, but I mean, there are white neighborhoods that have been. So these anyway, but him promising thousands more in resources. I assumed he meant thousands more boots on the ground, whatever that looks like. I'm sure he didn't mean money because they've already been afforded billions of more dollars. Y'all, there are heartbreaking scenes on the streets of DC, and it's bad. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not. No, it is very, very bad. There are Uber drivers, people that are being literally snatched off the streets, their vehicles still running. There was a scene on they played on Channel 4 yesterday. Their cameras were rolling down at the National Mall. There was a traffic stop of what appeared to be, an Uber driver. And then the gentleman came out the car. He tried to run. They caught up with him quickly. And this guy is screaming in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. He's screaming all in Spanish. Please don't take me from my children. My family has papers. Please don't take me. Please don't take me. And it just, it was enraging and devastating at the same time. And this scene is being played out over and over again across the city, not just with immigrants, but the unhoused communities are being targeted and disappeared. Black people are being targeted and disappeared. There are numerous checkpoints set up around the city in which people are being snatched out of their fucking cars, y'all. Like this is very not good. Like I can't. It's very not good, and I don't know what this is going to look like at the end of this 30 days.
Yeah. And Stephen Miller in particular, I mean, he is like the tip of the spear in terms of a white nationalist viewpoint. I've even, I've heard comments, like quotes like from Trump even, who, you know, in terms of talking about his people around him, was like, Stephen is only happy if it's like us and 4 white guys in a room kind of thing. And so this guy is known even internally to be like the white nationalist of the white nationalists, and who takes this ideological viewpoint very, very seriously in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. And, you know, and overtly, right, in terms of an objective mind, he seems like an idiot, and he's a joke, and he's a fanatic in a lot of ways. But internally, he runs a lot of the operations in the White House in terms of this being the point person around an immigration strategy and or an anti-immigration strategy. And when it is the one that's targeting particularly folks of color and making sure that those folks are removed, because his purpose is to whiten the country. Right, that is one of his number one purposes, and one of the things that he tries to direct in terms of what he sees making America great again for him in particular. Now, again, I think the other ones agree. I don't think there's any disconnect, but he is the fiery, true believer that, you know, he's not doing it because he thinks he's winning votes or he's winning people over, or he's kind of trumping and like, let me see what works this week, or I'm easily moved by the last person that talks to me. Stephen Miller is a true believer in terms of this white nationalist viewpoints. And I think in terms of taking him seriously, we should, because he directs and has a lot of power. And you can, you know, and again, even if he is, his articulation of things on its face sometimes sounds comical, like to me, like, you know, like it's like who talks like that, or who thinks like, well, how did this rhetoric, it's almost the opposite of a Umar, or an opposite of the people who have good rhetoric or whatever, because his rhetoric is this, it's lousy, right? It's not like he's some captivating speaker.
Right.
It's not like he's moving people with that rhetoric. It is the fact that he is sincere about his ideas and he gets things done behind the scenes that makes him such a valuable player within the Trump administration and what they're trying to do. So in that way, you know what I mean? He needs to be taken very seriously as this ideological, if not even the person who comes up like with the overview of the ideological ideas. He is the implementer. He is the person who takes the person who takes the ball and runs it down the field for them.
Yeah, and the really twisted thing about what is going on here in DC, this iteration of it, is that there are a lot of Black people who are happy this is happening.
Oh my God.
They are glad this is happening. And look, that's just, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, you know, every Black person is appalled. And no, there are plenty of Black folks in this city, and all of them are not, you know, quote unquote middle class, you know, with a nice house. And, you know, that's kind of, no, there are some folks who are very deeply indoctrinated by this system, have serious their own issues of hatred of our people. We believe the rhetoric about ourselves. These people have told us that we are evil and criminal, that we are super predators all this time, and we have grown up believing this. Mm-hmm. So we've got people who are my age, who grew up, and I am 57, who grew up in this neighborhood and watched it change during the crack era. And we don't even know that the reason that was so bad was because all of the resources that we did have in our communities that gave us some level of I won't even call it stability, but at least, you know, we had a little bit of something for, you know, to express ourselves with. There were programs in school. There were music programs in public school. There were after school programs. There were small businesses, you know, with jobs and whatnot around here. There was a grocery store in this neighborhood. There were, you know, these things. There were free concerts in the park in the summer. It was a great place to grow up over here in Southeast DC. But before crack even happened, the federal government, through the Reagan administration, defunded a bunch of federally funded public services like mental health. So all of them, we talked about this the other day, all of the federally funded mental health institutions no longer had the money to house their patients who were not violent. So they had to let them out into the neighborhoods during the day. So homelessness was a problem that was introduced into our neighborhoods almost overnight. And then came the increase in petty crime, the shoplifting and the businesses were forced to close and this kind of thing. Then, you had, once crack hit the streets, people began to self-medicate. They had nowhere to go. They had no jobs. So this idea that these people now are talking about, we're going to pour resources into these communities, they never put the resources back that they took out. Resources now mean police. We have been asking for, demanding the resources to come back and more that they took out of our communities that did provide us some level of dignity in our existence. Those are the resources that Black people who are celebrating this federal takeover, I guess if you want to call it that, because when you live in a city that already has 38 federal law enforcement agencies that all have some level of jurisdiction to lock you up, and the federal government already has to approve every law you pass and every budget decision you make. DC it's already a city taken over by the federal government. But so many Black folks support this kind of thing because they don't know the history of how we even got here. And the fact that this narrative of criminal Black folks, and we need to protect the Black folks from the criminals among them, it is not new. It is the same lie they told after they took all of our resources away and flooded our neighborhoods with crack. And then they talked about, well, because of all the violence, we got to deploy the National Guard. And in 1989, when George H.W. Bush did it, deploying the National Guard to DC, Marion Barry, the commander of the DC National Guard, and DC's police chief at the time, who I think was Newsham. No. But anyway, I can't remember his name. It was a white guy. I can't remember his name. But Marion Barry, the police chief at the time, and the National Guard commander at the time, all did a press conference pissed off about George H.W. Bush deploying the National Guard to address crime. And they all made it clear in that press conference, we can't defy the order of the commander in chief. But I tell you what, we're not going to do. We're not going to be patrolling the streets, and we're not going to be arresting people. That's what the mayor, the commander of the National Guard, and the police chief, the DC police chief, did in 1989 when George H.W. Bush deployed the National Guard to DC then. What did Muriel Bowser say?
It doesn't make any sense. Listen, Jackie, I was watching Channel 4, right? All these local news agencies have fallen the fuck off a cliff. Everyone's terrible now, right? But anyway, I'm watching Channel 4. Here come the anchor. And the mayor did not mince words today as the news about the National Guard being, having their numbers elevated and being deployed. And then they cut to the clip of Muriel Bowser. This doesn't make any sense. I said, is that the mayor not mincing words?
Yeah, that's the mayor not mincing words. And I don't know, Kim, do you remember this was made, what was it, 83?
Oh, girl.
84, the first big blizzard that we had in DC. And Marion Barry just happened to be on vacation, and he was somewhere else when the blizzard hit, and the media excoriated that man. How could he go on vacation to a beautiful, warm Caribbean island while his city is covered in dangerous snow? Have you heard any kind of condemnation from the media about Muriel Bowser having her black ass in Martha's Vineyard on the day the National Guard was deployed to this city and she knew they was coming? You heard anybody in the media? No.
Not a one.
Not a one. This we down bad. Yes, there is resistance in DC. I'm not going to sit here and say that there isn't. Yes, there is resistance in DC. But we're not organized, y'all. We're not organized to come together and provide the kind of sustained resistance. That's why I can't look at this in what's going to happen after 30 days. 30 days, like what are we going to do when Trump is no longer in office at all, and we still dealing with the same stuff that we've been dealing with that we never addressed because we're not organized to address it. So 30 days is like 30 days. I'm like 3 years. What we going to do 3 years from now when Trump is gone, Bowser's gone, I hope. But we still got these same problems, these same issues. That I think for me, that is the issue.
Well, speaking of the issue, the solution to the issues, let's bring up the ear doctor.
Yeah. Well, my community movement builder shirt on today, red and black.
Looking good, and it's looking good.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so I guess we need a mental health break from DC because it's a lot going on up there.
It's going to be in Atlanta soon. Don't you worry.
Yeah, they coming. It's coming.
Damn. All right, let's take a quick mental health break right here on the Remix Morning Show.
I'm like a stepping razor. Don't you watch my size? I'm dangerous.
Yes. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. From all my massive Caribbean people all the way to all my people here, there, and everywhere. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare. And yes, donate at blkliberationmedia.org. Get you some merch. We are demonetized as a channel, and this helps us continue to do what we do. All right, boom. So we was talking, I gave y'all a movie review about Highest Lowest yesterday. I wanted to bring up another great movie. As you've seen on the thumbnail, Rockers. Yes, let's talk about the movie Rockers. Now, Rockers is a movie that came out in 1978 by Theodorus Bafalosius. Oh my goodness, what a name. Yeah, so he pretty much came out with this movie, had a bunch of people. We talk about people from Burning Spear. We talk about Jacob Killadilla Miller, Gregory Isaacs, all types of reggae superstars back in the 80s and 70s that was doing their thing. So this movie is pretty much about a brother that was working and trying to feed his family. And this movie only cost like 40 G's to make and was completed in 2 months. But a brother was trying to do right and feed his family, and then some white colonizer guys tried to steal his means of making money, and him and his crew came and got his bike back. So it's a great movie, funny, entertaining, great soundtrack. And we talk about the soundtrack right there. Oh, a banging soundtrack. We got all types of people from Inner Circle, like I said, Lee Perry, Bunny Wailer, Burning Spear, Third World. Check that soundtrack out and rock out with it if you can. That is the movie Rockers. All right. With that said, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show.
If you are the beat, away from me. I'm like a stepping razor. Don't you watch my side?
All right. It looks like Kamal had to step away for a while. Jackie's still doing her thug thizzle.
What's up? What's up? Yo, Ghost, yo, Ray. What's up with y'all niggas? What's up with y'all niggas?
Yo, Ghostface new album come out tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Supreme Clientele 2. But make sure you talk about dope albums. Make sure y'all stay around till 11 o'clock for Classical Breakdown as we explore Albie Shore's first album, In Effect Mode. Yeah, so, and it was great having Jackie Lukman and Musa with us last week when we did the rock and roll joint. Very fun. So come back and have some fun with us at 11 o'clock today also.
Jackie, were you in the Albie Shore? Albie.
Yeah. I I'm well, if you haven't figured out by now, I'm a weirdo when it comes to music. I have never liked love songs. Never liked them. Nope. Never liked love songs. Do not like romance novels. Don't like romantic comedies. Nope.
In the words of LL Cool J, you need love, Jackie.
I don't. I don't.
Happy love song that ever did it for you.
I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
Times. You're going through the breakup. You're going through the love, the romance.
Mm-mm.
You don't have a favorite. What about like certain singers who do romantic ballads, like
Luther
or
yes, no, I loved Anthony Hamilton. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Not even when Luther came, it was like do 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 do.
I mean, it's not. I don't. It's not like I don't. I won't listen to it. I will. I'll listen to it. I know the words and all the, but it's not like I won't choose. Like when I turn the radio on, when I turn on my Spotify or whatever it is, I don't even remember which service I use.
A room.
But whenever I turn it on, that's never like the genre of music that I want to listen to.
What is wrong
with y'all? Y'all please stop. It's not gonna work. Poor Abdus figured that out real quick. I'm like, dude, you ain't even got to do all that. Turn that off.
Turn the key.
That's just gonna annoy me. Are you having a seizure? Are you okay?
Are these the signs of a stroke? What's going on?
I can't. The video when he sings it for, I guess, some celebration for Dionne Warwick. And she's in the audience and he's saying,
that's a gorgeous
that rendition. It's like it's almost like the best song I've ever heard.
I love that y'all said that because I was looking. I saw the clip, but I think Luther was high in that video. I think he was high in that performance. I really do. I think he was high.
Why? What makes you say that?
Cocaine was a hell of a drug.
I could just tell by the look on his. At least I'm listening to me like I know Luther. I could tell by the look on his face.
Well, I wasn't going to ask how you knew, but
he just seemed a little high. I can't overstate. Please go find. Is it the American Music Awards or the Grammy Performance? When they're singing, That's What Friends Are For. And it's Stevie killing it. It's Whitney killing it. Luther killing it. And I think Dionne Warwick. And they killed it. And Luther and Whitney is just showing off. And
they
just looking at each other, laughing and shit, because they know they just up there showing the fuck off. It is brilliant. It is brilliant.
Bitch. Oh, for real, bitch? Okay.
But for me, when Luther's doing it and she's in the audience and they keep showing the audience clips and you see the women in their seats and you see even the dudes are just like, fuck. Like, you don't know if it's good for them or bad for them. No one cares that Luther's gay. It's just like, fuck.
That was the thing. That was the thing. Like, everybody knew.
Yeah.
Like,
there was a lot of people in denial, right? I knew a lot of Luther fans.
Really? And people were just like, no, he can't be like, really?
Yes.
You can't.
The
homophobe coordinate better than you.
The voice, you see, there was a lot. This is you can't say this stuff anymore, but I'll say there's just like a lot of wet seats after that.
Yeah. I would also say that like a lot of people was confused about Prince too. Like I was like, it's like, yo, he got some bad honeys, but at the same time, like, bro, you wearing your butt cheeks out in high heels. What are we doing?
That wasn't an everyday look for Prince. He wore his butt cheeks out that one time at the MTV Video Music Awards.
No, he stayed with some high heels.
He went on tour.
He did wear the high heels. Yes.
I think people were in denial about Luther, but people didn't give a fuck about Prince. Like in terms of like love for Prince, like dudes in particular, I'll stick to the dudes thing, the straight dudes. Like straight dudes might have been like, it's like made out of known or whatever. People thought Prince was just freaky and that we all wanted to be freaky at us. There's like, nobody was like, his sexuality,
What is it called when you got both genders? The androgynous. Yeah. Everybody thought he was androgynous.
Well, that's not really what androgynous.
That's what I asked y'all. That's what y'all said.
Well, no, what the medical condition is hermaphroditism, I think.
Hermaphrodite.
Is
That's
that
what
it?
I. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
both genitals, not if you're two genders, right? Like that's
Well, I did that.
People didn't know
I'm
what
guessing
Prince.
that's what
I
he
don't think
meant.
people were concentrating on whether or not he had two whatever down there. Nobody cared. People were. I think people were thinking whether or not he was gay or straight or fluid or whatever that kind of stuff was. But in general, my point was, my generation of people who like were in high school when Purple Rain came out and all the rest of it. No one, you know, there wasn't like a homophobia thing around like a Prince in particular. It was more like we want to be more like that, or we want to be sexual like that, or the music was like, you know, wasn't no one whatever. That wasn't a thing around Prince.
Could that have been the same thing with Little Richard at that time?
I think Little Richard I think Little Richard scared the shit out of white people, like older white people at the time. But I think Little Richard's career was both damaged and or enhanced by who he was, whatever. You know what I mean?
You also got to figure Prince was basically doing Little Richard aesthetic,
Yes.
but James
Yes.
Brown, you know, everything else, right?
Yes, and then throwing his own and Prince's androgyny was intentional. He was intentionally presenting himself as, you don't know what I am. and that's the whole point. Why does it matter? That's his androgyny was not like, you know, he meant it. He meant to present himself that way. When you listen to I Want to Be Your Lover, he says it. He's like, I'm everything and nothing.
I want to be your
brother and your sister too.
I mean, come on. So yeah, and that wasn't even unusual, right? Because in the metal world, believe it or not, I'm not kidding. Believe it, in the metal world, we had Rob Halford of Judas Priest. Everybody knew Rob was gay. Everybody knew.
Keep going.
God, no.
No, you can't do that. No, my bad.
No, don't do that finger thing again. Don't ever do that.
My bad.
That was a little terrifying.
Yo, your man was in Purple Rain for a quick second right there, boy. You was caught up, boy.
Stop it.
But he had some baddies: Vanity, Apollonia, Cat.
And one of them is suing his estate.
Who's suing his estate?
Yeah, Apollonia.
Somebody said we're losing viewers.
The number did start dropping.
The numbers are going up. We're close to 300 views after I did the little Prince thing.
That's not why.
Come out, the number was dropping. I thought it was Friday.
No.
Shots fired. Okay.
Shots go there Friday.
They're gonna jump you.
You know, it's not. So I never quite understood the controversy, pun intended, around Prince's sexuality, because he's obviously being provocatively making a statement about, you know, not being such a pain in the ass about sexuality. Because look, I got my ass cheeks out. I can steal your girlfriend in these 3-inch heels, and you ain't gonna say nothing. So there.
Then on the opposite side, you have Michelle Indy Galo.
Oh Jesus! Why? There was no need. There was no need.
How you say it? Michelle Indy Galo?
Wow.
How you say it? Y'all don't know how to say it. That's why.
I just don't
I'm trying to wrap around it.
Wait. Before y'all say it, Kamal, how you say it last name?
Who gonna say it? Say her name.
No, you say it, Kamal.
We are not saying it because
y'all can't.
First of all, she's from DC. What you thinking? We don't know who Michelle Indigay Ocello is.
Oh, there you go.
Playing with us.
Oh, Indugay Ocello.
And second, I'm not gonna call her name because I don't understand why you even had to bring them into this.
I can remember
one other side of the man.
But now he's going to remember it as Indugay Ocello. That's what he's in his head now.
Indugay Ocello.
See?
I got it. Thanks, Kim.
She had a couple of good songs. I don't know her whole catalog well enough to do any kind of comparisons as her being the female version of a Prince or whatever.
Let me just say this real quick. Let's move along. Like at the time that Prince came out on the scene, late 70s, early 80s, androgyny was very much on trend. Now, I can't say whether or not Prince started the trend. He may have, but we had the likes of Grace Jones. We had the likes of Culture Club in the form of Boy George. And of course, we all remember Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. You know, at the time, you know, Shalimar got a new member by the name of Mickey Free. And everybody thought Mickey Free was a bitch. They said Shalimar got a brand new bad bitch. And that was Mickey Free. Mickey Free wasn't a girl. Mickey Free was a dude. But people, you understand, androgyny was the thing. It was a thing. So Prince was not alone on that androgynous island. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people going for that look, you know, at that time. So
exactly.
And your boy that sang
David Bowie.
Bowie, of course.
Grace Jones was bad. People do not give Grace Jones the credit for.
Jermaine Stewart. You don't have to take your clothes off.
Nobody, you know, singing these songs is not required when you mention the artist.
You got to.
You don't. You
gotta get it out for 3 seconds worth. 3 seconds. Grace Jones. Can y'all do a Grace Jones classical breakdown?
You gonna come on?
Right. For Grace, I'll do anything for Grace Jones.
Okay. All right.
I might, yeah.
We'll
Grace,
put it together.
if Grace pulled up in a car, I get in and disappear for like.
Of course you would.
It's Grace Jones. Mm-hmm. They did some semi-documentary on her, and she's bad
as hell. Yeah. Grace Jones got to be 80, if not knocking on, and she looks amazing
and still performing.
Woo! They keep trying to put up these pictures of 80-year-old Jane Fonda. I said, bitch, you better put up 80-year-old Grace Jones.
Pull up to the bumper, baby.
And show them how it's done.
Yes. All right. I guess we could
please don't sing the rest of that. Kamal K. Franklin. Dear God, please, can we please stop him?
Grace Jones. Ooh, yeah.
Jamaican guy.
My Jamaican guy.
I give up now.
Goodbye.
Damn, Grace Jones.
All right, guys, we're going to try to put this thing back on the rails.
We have to bring it back again. We're going to do some real news for the next.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I got news story.
9:22. How long were we off the rails, chat? A while, huh?
Way too damn long. That was a long time.
I'm sorry, chat.
We get medical terms wrong. I don't know.
The chat is deeply triggered by our old. All right. Thank you so much.
That might help.
That was the fastest news thing.
That might help.
He was the main one taking the shit off the rails. And now
I know with his breaks.
Anyway. So let's get into some news. Kamal, Jacqueline, Kim, remixers in the chat. Remix Warning Show, Black Liberation Media. What a guan. What we got, guan. What you got, Kamal?
Well, I wanted to do a two-parter. One, Hillary Clinton is, giving Donald Trump compliments.
He's still alive.
And again, we should not be surprised by that. But let's play a little bit of Hillary Clinton talking about what she sees as the positives in terms of the Trump administration right now.
That's all of that very.
Okay, let me get that at the beginning. Okay.
I think all of that is a very good signal that there is beginning to be a better understanding, both by the president and the people around him, as well as by the leaders of our European allies, that there can be common ground amongst us. And the kind of dismissiveness that we saw in the first Trump administration has been replaced by a much more obvious working relationship to the good of European security, transatlantic security, and hopefully Ukrainian security. So I'm actually encouraged.
Encouraged by what? The EU leaders. By the way, did anybody ask Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron and the other leaders of the EU that were here on Monday what they thought about the federal occupation of Washington, D.C.? Did anybody bother to ask the European leaders who are so-called the protectors of democracy around it? Did anybody ask them what they thought about anyway? I'm sorry.
No, Daddy Trump was not allowing anybody to ask them any questions.
Oh, wow.
Because they came to D.C. to get browbeaten by him. Saw that picture, them sitting in front of his desk in the office like a bunch of petulant school children who were sent to the principal's office for fighting in class. They all sitting there, and I swear the chairs really did look smaller, shorter than the desk.
I'm sure he did on purpose. But I think all this, again, it should bring further clarity for those who are not clear about the U.S. being the leading figure in terms of U.S. white supremacy worldwide, or your European / American hegemony worldwide. And Hillary Clinton's comments is just it's kind of like a, yay, he's doing it better this time, or he's, he may be rabble rousing a little bit here and there, but he's keeping basically the what they consider to be the basics of their security system going. And even if he's asking them to put in more money or whatever however he's doing it, there's no break obviously with Israel, and nor will there ever be, as they're murdering, killing, destroying, taking land from Palestinians. They're securing their worldwide hegemony. Even as people think capitalism may be falling, they're doing what they can to shore it up. They're doing what they can to challenge China, and they're doing what they can in terms, for the most part. I think they have some slight differences here in terms of what the strategy is around Ukraine. For the Europeans, is continue to so-called stick to the original path of trying to make the Russians go to war and be weakened by going to war. And for Trump, he, in his belief system, or the belief system of most of the Republicans, or the MAGA Republicans, is that they're going to bring over one more white country into their white world to again be a bloc or to be against China. And so settling this issue and giving them Ukraine's land, which is not as important to Trump as it was in terms of using them, for them is something that's like, look what we did for you, Russia. Now come over to our side, and we want you to isolate China a little bit more. So basically come over to the white side, and that kind of thing. So I think all that is workable within white hegemony systems of like how actually to get it done. And there is no real, I don't believe that there's going to be some big split between the Europeans and the Americans. I think the Europeans may see a need to be a little bit more independent, because what they see is more of a crazier batch of politicians in charge. But it doesn't mean like they won't do exactly what y'all said: show up, smile for the cameras, play nice, and then go back and do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm tired of the whole thing. I'm tired. I'm really tired, I think, and maybe it's just because it's Thursday, and I'm usually extra annoyed on Thursdays, but I don't know why. But I'm really annoyed, I think, at like, what are people still really surprised? Are people shocked that Hillary Clinton, the friend of Donald Trump, they are friends? Her husband picked up the phone and convinced him to run for president. They are friends. They have attended their kids' weddings. Do you understand? Why are people surprised that she's like being herself and giving credit to a person that she also calls a fascist and continues to peddle this lie of Russiagate to excuse why she couldn't win an election against this dried up, fig looking, three-ring circus carnival barker, reality show braggart. Why are people surprised that Hillary Clinton is Hillary Clinton? This is and her giving any kind of credit, and any Democrat, all of them, from Van Jones, the first time Trump bombed another country, and Jones is on CNN talking about, well, he finally looks presidential, to even now, with you got Muriel Bowser as a Democrat mayor, Black woman, who claims that Trump is the worst thing, he is the greatest threat to democracy that has ever existed, but we're silently going along with his authoritarianism. All of these people who have all of these empty words of criticism for Trump, calling him a fascist, he's authoritarian, he's this, that, and the third. They're not giving any kind of resistance to anything he's doing, which means they're in league with him. This is all. And I think this little interview that she did about, oh, well, yeah, okay, I give him credit for this one thing. If he's a fascist, why would you give a credit for anything? Why would you give him credit for anything? If he is the biggest threat to democracy, as you said, why give him credit for anything at all? That makes no sense. But that is the essence of the problem with bipartisanship, right? Because the things that liberals, that Democrats always seem to be able to give Republicans credit for is imperialism and warmongering. That is the common ground. When she talked about, hey, we can have common ground, that's the common ground that they have. Liberals and conservatives of every stripe always agree on imperialism, and they always will. So she's so tiresome. This whole Russiagate narrative is so tiresome. All of it. Just do what you're gonna do already and stop talking.
Can we shout out to Putin, though?
What the fuck it is we gonna fight.
Let me shout out to Vladimir Putin, though, because Putin is the chief humiliator of all time. Every time, and Trump finally is picking up on the shit. Trump is like, how come every time I talk to Putin and Putin is like, yeah, we're gonna chill out, they do the opposite of chill out. So apparently after this brief Alaska show meeting, I don't even know what that was, like where the Russian tanks were flying American flags or some shit. I said I love this for America. I love this so much for America. But apparently after this meeting, this Alaska summit, Putin is letting the chopper sing harder than ever over Ukraine. And it seems like every single time that Donald Trump seems to think he's gaining some ground with Vladimir Putin, Putin in his deeds show him that, nigga, you don't run shit over here, okay? Like, you don't influence shit. We not scared of you. We not tripping off you. I'm going to continue to smile in your face and placate you and tell you that you're my friend, and then I'm going to go back home and do exactly what the fuck I want. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to roll over Ukraine in the process. And the fact that Putin keeps humiliating Trump in this way, I just really love that. I love this for America, to be honest, that you know, in this Cold War span, you know, almost 100-year long that we have been in this, you know, this what's the word I'm looking for? Slog, I guess, in some ways, hot and cold at varying times with Russia. We are in a position now where America, the U.S. sitting American president, is continuously being humiliated by the Russian president, and I love that for us. Sergei Lavrov, my baby father, did y'all see him? The foreign minister continues to pop the biggest amount of shit, and it's great.
while smoking a cigarette outside. Did you see that picture? It was outside smoking a cigarette, like, oh my God, these fucking
stupid Americans.
Dear God.
Did you hear this part that at some point during the Trump summit, the claim was that he broke away to go call Putin about something?
Allegedly, he left them sitting there to go take a call from Putin. That's the allegation. I don't know if it's true, but hey,
which is go to Kim's point. That would be hilarious if he did. It's like, hold up, you guys. I
gotta take this call. Vlad?
So that was the rumor, or I'm not sure if it was reported. Well, that was the rumor, but the other part of that was allegedly, what was it about? Something about Article 5 of the NATO charter, that Russia would, even if Ukraine itself doesn't ascend to NATO, that it was some shit about the Article 5 thing that Trump was like, oh yeah, Vladimir said that he would respect the Article 5, and then he came back, he was like, psych, no, Vladimir didn't say that. It was like, Russia was like, psych, nigga, what? No. So I love this. I mean, and I feel bad for the Ukrainians, you know. I mean, you know, I don't want to see people.
I think Russia will only end or agree to a real ceasefire, or I think the huge demand is what started the war in the first place, is that Ukraine cannot become a part of NATO, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the pledge that they're waiting for. And I think, you know, and I think the other thing is they are going to take land, because they're going to create a buffer, because they understand that the Europeans and Americans can't be trusted for whatever deal comes anyway, because 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, they're still going to be thinking of new ways in which to sneak arms into Ukraine, for it to be the front-facing place where if there was a war, that it is Ukraine, again, that will to be devastated first, because Ukraine is stupid enough to be used as a tool of Western, of sort of Western dominance, when the West is happy to sacrifice Ukrainian lives. And again, Ukraine knew what position it was in. The United States and Europe overthrew a more pro-Russian Ukraine government to install a pro-Western Ukraine government, and from there continue to push Ukraine into accepting armaments and to attempting to accept a deal where it was floated that they would join NATO. And again, Russia said, we've said this before. Every other time we kept telling you not to do this, you did it with Poland and other nations.
Finland.
And you kept doing it. Say it again.
Finland. When Finland just became a member, Finland and what was the other one? It was Finland and Sweden.
Yeah,
that just
those are more recent, but prior to you, like other European nations that Russia said, like they were at our border, they cannot be NATO nations.
Right.
Like Finland. Let them be neutral. Let them be neutral nations. Mm-hmm. Let them continue. And throughout the history of European expansionism and hegemony, they continue to make these Europe continued, and the United States, to get these other nations to be NATO members. And Russia was like, this is it. No more of this, whatever.
Right. And the other thing that particularly the Russian government, not necessarily Putin, and I have to make this clear because people like to individualize a leader, particularly Putin, because they hate him so much. But people can't really figure out why they hate him, because Putin ain't never done nothing to us. I don't what. But that aside, the other thing that the Russian government in particular and the Russian people want to ensure is that Ukraine leaves the Donbas area alone. And that is not for, protecting land. It's the people. It is the ethnic Russian people in that region that the Ukrainian government started bombing back in 2014 when the US backed the fascist coup in Kiev. And so any part of this, of whatever happens, any part of some ceasefire peace deal, people are talking about, Ukraine is going to have to cede land to Russia. No, Ukraine is going to have to honor the secession that the people in those regions voted for. They voted to separate from Ukraine because of the fascists that were emboldened in the government in 2014. And for those votes of separation, they got bombed by the Ukrainian government for 8 years. For almost a decade, they suffered a civil war. Then they voted again. They're like, fine, we don't want to be a part of Ukraine at all. We want to rejoin the Russian Federation because they're ethnic Russians. So upon any peace deal that happens must include the Ukrainian government in Kiev recognizing and respecting the sovereignty of the independent republics in that region and the states that voted to rejoin the Russian Federation. That's what the land that is being talked about, that's really what it is. It's not just, Ukraine giving up land to Russia because Russia's been a bully and they're coming in to annex the land. No, it's Ukraine needs to leave the ethnic Russian people in the eastern region in Ukraine alone and let them either be independent of Ukraine and respect that, or let them rejoin the Russian Federation and respect that. If Ukraine refuses to do that, then Russia's not going to agree to anything.
So the other thing I wanted to highlight is this goes more with the other thing with Steve Miller before. Well, just what, again, where I feel like this country, in terms of taking seriously the type of overt fascism that we are, I don't know, creeping into, or the white nationalism and how serious they are. So and Kim, you mentioned this about a person who was stopped by probably ICE or maybe other federal agents, and they tried to do a brief run, and then they were caught, right? And I saw that video independent of what you were saying, it because someone was showing it that like Homeland Security was bragging about the fact that they caught this person, and made me go scan some of the Homeland Security Twitter page, X page, And just some of the images or the rhetoric that, you know, again, in past times, you would just have more so-called professionalism in terms of how the government attempted to act. But now, again, you have these sort of semi-fanatical white nationalist themes that continue to sort of like be the way. In Homeland Security, they have over 2.6 million followers. And here you see this as America has been invaded by criminals and predators. We need you to get them out, right? With the so-called Uncle Sam picture. Here bragging, ICE detains dad who previously had green card after 44 years in U.S. And the one, this Norman Rockwell picture, protect our American way of life. And where you see all the images of the whites saluting and loving the flag. There's a little distorted image of what looks like to be a black person behind, but obviously the big images that stand out are all these white folks, and with the idea of protect our American way of life. And then the one that also stood out was, this is the image of the person who they asked, they stopped to get out the car, and then that person tried to make a break for it. And then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, and they tackled them. And now they feel like they've done something big. So part of this like scan was just like, again, and then they have these images, these of folks who've been detained, mostly folks who are indigenous or / Latino, and then they're posing them as criminals. And so this is the Homeland Security site, Uncle Sam's big headache, illegal alien crime. So this is the stuff that this country, again, more overt than ever, is putting forth, and their actions are matching that overtness. And I think that's something to look at in terms of kind of like where the country is going in terms of its more overt white nationalist themes, ideas, and actions. Again, and I am one of those people who say that it's not like the country was not white supremacist before now, but we're having a overt return to a particular type of white nationalist thinking, policy, and the use of, again, federal agents, the use of the National Guard, the use of the takeover and or acquiescence of local police. There is a convergence here, whether or not Democrats, again, it's not so much I expect Democrats to fight back, but the acquiescence of it all shows, like, again, we're in this place where white nationalism has become as opposed to white liberalism, has become the dominant overt ideological positioning. And I do think that's a bigger change and something that comports itself to a lot more dangerous situations happening now and over. And again, Trump has not been in office for more than not even a year yet, right? I don't even know if it's 6 months. And so
January.
Yeah, January. So you're talking 8 months, right?
8 months.
So there's 3 more years of this, and what, again, these probing mechanisms of how they will be using the police, both federal and local police, to basically to enact their ideas. You know, we have a long way to go in terms of how some of this is playing out. And again, I think a lot of this is geared towards potentially the so-called midterm elections and what will happen when Trump starts calling out what I would assume to be the National Guard to protect polling places. So I wanted to put that struck me when I just scanned it, and I just like, oh, look at this Homeland Security site.
Come out, do me a favor, look up. I caught the tail end of it yesterday, and I didn't catch it all, but I think Judge Janine Pirro has made an adjustment to district residents' ability to bring long guns out of their house. It might be able to bring out, right? You know what I'm talking about, Jackie? And so this is my concern, right? This is why this current state of things, especially with the calling up of the militia from South Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, right? DC National Guards people are by and large DC residents, right? when you get these fucking crackers, these militias, literal militias, these are probably the motherfuckers that have been jumping out of Penske trucks or in July 4th celebrations for the past couple years. But when you bring these fucking crackers from Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, West Virginia into a overwhelmingly global majority city as Washington, D.C., they are trying to provoke violence out of the residents. Okay. They are trying to provoke a violent response from the residents. And I think this gun law adjustment is trying to throw some fuel onto that fire. Now, as it stands right now, the National Guard is not armed, but that could change. And we don't even know, well, it probably doesn't even matter who gives that order or who gives that directive, right? The order will be given that these folks could potentially be armed on the streets of Washington, D.C. And that's when I think we could see a shift in the way that residents are responding. Because can I say this? Washingtonians, god damn it, y'all have been amazing. Okay, like listen, it pains me and it excites me at the same time. I'm like, why do my people have to be out on the street as regular citizens and be low-key paralegals? Like, niggas gotta have like juris doctorate, fucking law degrees out here. I see my people out here knowing their rights. Some of them don't know their rights. I see people acquiescing to searches and pat downs on the street. Normally that's usually the younger people, and I see why there's some know your rights training that needs to be given to some of the folks. But a lot of people do know their rights, and they're telling these cops and these folks about themselves and what they're doing is wrong. But when the guns come out, it's I don't like what I see is trying to be instigated out of Washington residents who have shown tremendous restraint, so much restraint and self-control and knowledge about what is allowed to be done to them and what shouldn't be done to them.
Yeah, Pirro announced, it was either day before, it was earlier this week, that according to her, DC residents will be allowed to openly carry long guns.
What the fuck for?
And listen, that's a whole nother conversation we don't have time for, because I have thoughts. Because getting a registered firearm in DC, just as a regular resident, the police actually have to approve that.
Is that a handgun or long gun? Because sometimes the laws can be different if you're talking about a rifle or a shotgun versus a handgun.
Right. It is, I believe it is, I know it's for a handgun, but I also think you still have to apply for a permit to have a shotgun, and the police have to approve it. So in the early days, a few years ago, when the law was passed, that we were allowed to legally own guns, there was a big uproar, particularly from conservatives, about the police being the ones to approve whether citizens could carry or not, because what police were doing was saying that, well, if you don't own a business, why do you need, a gun for protections? And they were, denying a lot of people the right to own a weapon. So there's a whole conversation about, the right for DC citizens to legally own weapons or not. But the problem with this thing that she is doing, aside from the National Guard will soon, I think, be allowed, will soon carry weapons.
Not to see
we all know how the police respond
who are carrying rifles or shotguns in the area. The Department of
What y'all
Justice
think gonna
created
happen?
a policy despite district law prohibiting carrying rifles and shotguns without.
Why'd you stop it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I found an article. I don't trust the source because it's the Washington Examiner.
But it's
it's
about
what I
guns. They might have that right, though.
They might, exactly. So let me play it real quick.
Washington, D.C. U.S. Attorney General Pirro is instructing federal prosecutors in the district not to seek felony gun charges against people who are carrying rifles or shotguns in the area. The Department of Justice created the policy despite district law prohibiting carrying rifles and shotguns without permits. Pirro says the ban, quote, is clearly a violation of the Supreme Court's holdings in 2 landmark cases expanding the right to bear arms, District of Columbia v. Heller from 2008 and New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin from 2022. The first case establishes that people could possess firearms in their homes for self-defense, and the second said any gun control regulations that are not rooted in U.S. historical tradition should be struck down by lower courts. Pirro insisted the new policy would not prevent the attorney's office from prosecuting firearm possession cases, but would exclude any additional separate charge for a registered rifle or shotgun. District authorities recovered 98 rifles and 38 shotguns.
So that you can stop there.
Right. So if district authorities recovered all these shotguns and long guns, what? So it's illegal for some folks, but now it's not. And we all know that this little gray area in between what's actually done, what the law is, and what Pirro is now saying will be allowed to be done. You know who's going to get caught up in that? Us. There are going to be some of us who think, oh, okay, now I can just walk around. Don't do it. No, please. Do not believe these people. Don't take that woman at her word. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a setup. Don't do it, because these folks, like Kim said, coming from these National Guard units in these other states down south, and they already come in here thinking that they have to deal with the enemy combatants domestically. You know, these uncontrollably violent Negro children, these super predators in the big cities, right? They already have that view of us. They see us out here with exercising what should be our right. That's exactly what she wants to happen. That don't fall for this.
So gun culture is America, right? But gun culture is more visible in red state areas. DC is not one of those areas. Okay. Neither is Maryland, to be honest. Virginia has open carry now. And when I see it, when I happen to cross the line, it's jarring, right? Because we're not used to niggas anybody openly carrying guns around here. Like it really takes you aback and so I can only imagine local residents, black folks, black Washingtonians with shotguns and rifles out, which I already know our people are not going to do that again, because it's not gun culture like that around here. And our folks know also, beyond what the Alphabet Boys and National Guards would, beyond their response, the Metropolitan Police Department is going to respond enthusiastically if they see black Washingtonians out here carrying rifles and shotguns, irrespective of what Judge Janine Pirro had to say. MPD is going to respond with hostility, period. And everybody knows that. No one is going to be doing this, by the way. I can't see any black person, by the way. Probably some new to the area crackers be like, oh, well, this is my Second Amendment right. Okay, y'all go ahead. Yeah, that's all y'all. But ain't nobody black, I don't think, is going to take advantage.
And she knows that. And she knows that. And that's who she knows who her rhetoric is for and who this is supposed to be for, and letting them know, like, look, if you shoot some Negro who gets too close to your house with a shotgun or a rifle, it's all good. You're not going to face any federal prosecution on anything of that nature. She knows that. That's part of her message or whatever. And so I think you're right. Like, so it doesn't mean, if that is the case, again, I think we're entering this particular period. Like, for me, it's not even about know your rights anymore. It's about community security, right? Community safeguarding. Because your rights really don't matter that much. You can put and I like what I also see from DC residents putting their cameras in those cops' faces, trying to tell those cops, what are you here for? What rights do you have? I think that's all good, but I think that's part of a larger culture that needs to be developed around community safety and community patrols that are more about community protecting itself. And not only from, it's hard to say that we're going to be able to protect ourselves, particularly from an organized governmental force, right? Or those different forces. However, it doesn't mean that you don't let people know that you're on guard, that you don't let people know that, a little give will react and a little take on both sides. And a lot of it is because these white militias, again, if we've seen around the country, are feeling emboldened. And so the police who aren't really the police, but who basically be the police, are also testing their powers. So just as the federal government is testing what it's probing and see what it can get away with, these white militias, you know, from the Klan to the Proud Boys to the Oath Keepers, they're also beginning to test what their limits are. They're beginning to test and see what they can get away with. And again, from the January 6th riots on, they've seen that the reaction of an administration like this will be to protect them, not to stop them, not to prevent them. And so our community needs to start being in a position to protect ourselves, and figure out what that may look like, what that looks like nationally and what that looks like in local communities. And I think part of this is, again, starting to get ready to think through what some of these things may look like in terms of developing the logistics and the support. Because things, you know, I'm not one, you know, some people think everything's breaking down at once. I don't think that's necessarily happening, but I also don't think things are going to go back to, even if it wasn't really normal, what people got used to over for like 30 or 40 years. That those things are changing.
Yeah, I agree, and I just want to be clear. Listen, I am from the South. My people still hunt. I like guns. I have no problem with being armed, with owning guns, with owning a lot of guns. No problem whatsoever. But I also know that without organization, your average person with a weapon is probably closer to a war criminal than they are a revolutionary without political education. I didn't say that. Somebody else way smarter than me and a better organizer than me with an actual track record of a successful revolution, but that's where that comes from. So please don't think that I'm saying we shouldn't have weapons because this is the way the state is going to respond. I am always advocating for whatever we're going to do. If we do not organize to do it, it's going to fail.
All right. On that note, another great remix morning show. Would you say so, chat? Hope your day has gone good and are ready for a great week. With that said, what can they look forward to host? What you got coming up on Darker Than Blue, Jack Hay?
Like I said yesterday, part 2 of the history, but particularly the legislative history of why DC has always been under federal control. DC has never been independent, even with the Home Rule Act that was passed in 1973, because the Home Rule Act didn't really give us complete sovereignty, and that's why we're where we are.
All right. And Kim Brown, what you got?
I'm just going to keep showing more videos of Washingtonians and Baltimoreans, by the way. I've seen a lot more videos of people confronting police and getting in their face. Most importantly, roasting these niggas, hurting their feelings. And Washingtonians, again, are the funniest Black people, I believe, on the planet, and only followed by a close second. Baltimore Negroes are the second funniest Negroes on the planet. So if you want to keep a true eye on what's going on in these streets, please go to the social medias, because the mainstream news outlets are not showing you the ways in which residents are standing up for themselves, asserting their rights, confronting these pigs, and documenting everything that is going on. So I'm going to bring more of that on Friday, 7 p.m. Burn It Down with Kim Brown.
All right, all my Baltimoreans on these YouTube streets. What you got coming up, Kamal? Nothing. All right, so make sure y'all tune back in at 11, Classical Breakdown Music 101, as we do I'll Be Sure's album In Effect Mode.
You're naturally mine.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Also not required to sing. You don't have to. Oh, no.
Do you know what I see here? What makes this painfully obvious is that we have to have a remix morning show karaoke night, obviously, where Kamal and Air Doctor just sing all night long.
Maybe that could be our fight. It could be Thursday versus Friday karaoke.
I like it. All right. So that's what it is. Tune in and we'll see how Friday and the Tuesday through Thursday crew get down.
Amber, it won't me talking shit, baby. It wasn't me. Just remember that. I didn't say it. It won't me. It won't me.
All right.
Yo, LJ's in the chat. LJ
Oh,
coming back. Is LJ coming back in the chat? And
Hush,
Crowd
dear
be
doctor.
making their
Hush,
debut
dear
next
doctor.
week. And Crowd be making their debut next week.
Who?
Crowd.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah. LJ coming back. We'd be better off waiting for
Jared.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
With that said, enjoy the rest of your day. This is
Ghosted us all summer long.
Remix all summer long.
All
Remix
summer
on this show.
long. We weren't together.
On a dark desert highway.
Oh my Lord.